Okay, so at the moment, the sun is about, I want to say about 20% eclipsed. If memory serves, there's going to be a really cool kind of ultraviolet spectrum shift in the world around, which I'm hoping with this camera will be able to pick up and I can share with everybody here. So I'm going to flip things around so you can see how spectacular the view is. You would think there would be like standing room only here, but it's actually very comfortable, as you can see. There's just tons of room here on the top of the roof at the Portland International Airport. So I'm just going to check in periodically as things get closer towards the end. And then I got to rush through the TSA line, hop on my plane to Seattle, and then back home to Honolulu. I'm looking forward to share this with everybody soon. So I'm going to try and see if I can get these lenses over that lens and see if we can share that shot. Yep, that's working. I can see it now. That's interesting. So I've switched the camera to its manual settings just because I don't want it to constantly readjust as the sun levels readjust. That way I'm hoping you'll be able to detect some of that UV effect. Right now we're looking at like 50% coverage. And I have used a pair of glasses in front of the lens that I can share with you how that looks. Of course, it's going to be shaky because I got to hold a hand against the lens to do it. But so far, I can tell there's a plane going by. But so far, like the luminance around me has already started to shift. And yeah, it's almost looking like an odd sunset at the moment. So I'll keep recording and come back to you when things are almost there. It's definitely starting to look a little different here. The sun is about 75%, 80% covered. And it's cool and comfortable. It's kind of dry, probably like 65 degrees. So I'll give you another little pass around the place. Again, with my manual settings, so that way it's not trying to shift out the weirdness. So I'll be sure to try and capture the best possible point. I understand the coverage here is not totality, but you know, from what I also understand, it's going to be a parking lot between here and Salem, Oregon. So I'm going to enjoy the 99.2% coverage that we get. So I gotta say we're about 80% coverage at this point. Yep. So I was foolish enough to take a tiny tiny little peek of it without the glasses, and yeah, it didn't feel good at all. So yeah, listen to your newscasters. Don't look directly into a solar eclipse. So right now we're looking at, gotta say, 90% coverage. Yeah, it's looking a little eerie here, and I'm not even in Ohio. But I am happy to be sharing this with everybody. And it's going to make for a nice little keepsake later. And maybe, girls, if you're watching, maybe in 5 years when this comes again, Ryan and Miranda, we can all go check this out together. Yep. Oh, I gotta say that's pretty close to like 90%, 92.75%, something like that. Yeah, it's yeah, right about now it's looking at about, gotta say, 98, 99% coverage. So I guess everything isn't going to go completely black here. So I guess in 5 years what I need to do is try this again. So let me see if I can take one more peek through the lens. We'll try and take another peek at this. I'm going to switch to automatic exposure. Yep, things are getting pretty dark. It's not nighttime, but you can see it's a little different. But yeah, Howard, I guess you were right. There is a slight difference between totality and 99.2%. So fortunately, we can all give this another try again in just 5 more years. Normally it's a once every 40-year event, but 5 more years I can give it another go if I happen to be traveling again during this window. So, pretty cool stuff. I'll give you another pan around. You can see, even in this camera shot, it's looking kind of otherworldly. Yeah, it's getting darker still. We are at as close as we're going to get to totality now. It's almost like nighttime. Almost. It's like, and it's weird to think in about a half an hour it's going to be broad daylight again. I don't see a corona effect through the glasses, but I definitely see just a sliver, a little tiny sliver of the sun. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick shot of this without the manual setting just to show you how the camera adjusts. So this is the exact same shot with automatic iris exposure. And in the camera it looks like broad daylight. In reality, it's more like this. And interesting part is, like, the street lights have come on. Oh wow. This is kind of neat. I can see the eclipse right there. I'm sure it's just going to be very glary, but...
Oh my god, this is so awesome.
Alrighty. Well, this has been your celestial experience. I'm your host from Hawaii, Gary Turner, and I really enjoyed it. Oh wow! And now this is an update. Now the crack in the sun is along the top. Kind of cool.
Wow! Totality, chocolate.
Okay. Woo. Well, now I need to pack up and get through security line.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Woo. Mahalo. Aloha.